Oh hey there, tomorrow is a brand new year. So here's a best short compilation of me.
The creepiest... how does he... Sorry. The creepiest mascot in history? These are Lemonhead's candy. And for a while, they didn't have a mascot. And literally no one complained. The most they had was this little Stewie Griffin, Hey Arnold football or lemon-shaped head.
Wow, Lemonhead, I get it.
I'm going to kill you.
What? I didn't even do anything.
There are no human laws about murdering cartoon characters.
Oh my gosh, you're a clone.
What? No.
Clone. I'm sorry, clone.
Oops, he got in the way. Anyway, this was announced as their mascot in 2014, and as you can most likely predict, no one was happy with it. It fell deep into the uncanny valley of things that resembled humans, but that definitely aren't. And so, after making a big splash, it kind of immediately got buried. Buried. I need to do something. Hold on. Anyway, so other than the Ronald McDonald gang, this is definitely...
Twinkies, the rise, fall, and the danger? Now almost as iconic as hot dogs and Mickey Mouse, Twinkies are embedded into American culture. But things weren't always so sweet for the street. The first big issue was a 1979 murder case in San Francisco, where the mayor was murdered, but the defense claimed that the murderer was actually mentally unstable because of his Twinkie addiction. This got the public to investigate the contents of Twinkies, which were obviously already unhealthy. And as a push for health began in the late 90s, making the public eat things like vegetables.
Speaking of dieting, we have spinach, probably one of the healthiest foods on the planet. Wait, this isn't my tier list? What the?
That was weird, but Twinkies started to become forgotten, which was then followed by a worker strike, 2 bankruptcies, and eventually in 2011, Hostess gave up. Until 2 men swooped in and saved Hostess and the Twinkie, and the comeback was insane. People didn't know how bad they wanted them until they were gone, and now you know all about
how to survive a zombie apocalypse? There's plenty of zombie media. Plants vs. Zombies, The Walking Dead, COD Zombies, The Last of Us, World War Z, this movie, and most of them give us advice on how to survive against the undead. But what's the most useful tactics to stay alive? Well, first, make sure you find an area in the world with the least possible people, so the chances of a zombie horde are lowered. Obviously, a survival bunker is a great bet, or putting treadmills outside your base may work. But your best option is to stock up on guns and ammo. I'm sure anywhere in America will have tons of left, but for food, you should try and stick to canned goods, as they last the longest. But eventually, you'll need to make sure to set up a guard. Oh, and most importantly, long sleeves and padding. Harder to get bit, and potentially face mask as the infection is airborne. But now you know. Can we upload our brain into a computer? The concept of living forever is as old as time, yet unfortunately every single person who's dreamed of this over the years has died. Scientists wonder if there's a way to escape death by uploading our brain into a computer. So, is it possible? Well, in theory, scientists have concluded, yeah, although with a few minor caveats. Primarily that we wouldn't actually be transferring ourselves into a computer, it'd really just be the computer, or AI, making a clone of our brain. But the issues we face today is not only that we don't yet have the technology to scan the brain, but that we don't have the processing power to match the way our brains work. We have millions of synapses firing off at once to create our thoughts, and the supercomputer that would be needed to manage this is unfathomable. Although to be fair, computers used to take up a whole room, and now we've managed to shrink it into a laptop, and even further, a phone. So scientists believe that with luck, we'll manage to have our whole brains in computers by 2045, and now you won't have to wonder,
why are lemons sour? If you've ever taken a bite out of a lemon, you already know they pack some serious sour power. This is because they contain citric acid, which is a weak organic acid found in many fruits and vegetables, true to their name. Citrus fruits have particularly high concentrations of citric acid, but now you know.
How many peanuts does it take to reach the moon? Well, the average size of a peanut is 2.5 to 3.8 centimeters. And yes, that is not the best size for stacking them, especially if you need to reach the moon. The average distance from the Earth to the moon is approximately 384,400 kilometers, which converts to a whopping 38,444,000,000 centimeters. Now you know.
Is Dark Dano dead? The answer is I don't know. I'm mad it took me 4 days to clone him.
Why winning the lottery is horrible? Obviously, there are millions of people every day who dream of winning the lottery because money would solve all their problems. But in reality, the lottery usually ends up making people's lives way worse off the second you win. Anyone who's even barely related to winning, your aunt's cousin's boyfriend's sister will approach you asking you to help her out with just a couple $1,000. Of course, it's nice to help people out, but eventually you're gonna have to say no. But when that happens, you're most likely gonna run into problem number 2. Hundreds of people have died from winning the lottery, sometimes by drugs or alcohol, but most commonly by murder, jealous friends or family, or even spouses having struck the blow. Not to mention tons of strained relationships as people hate you for being so lucky. But the biggest reason why winning the lottery just isn't worth it because most winners end up either bankrupt or right back at their 9 to 5 after blowing all of that money on frivolous spending. And a lot of them say winning the lottery was the worst thing that ever happened to them. And now you know. Just
Riggy?
You.
Less fight.
But enough.
Alright, let's see if he's cut out for this.
Clownfish isn't ugly? What?
Exposing.
So fight.
Wait. Thank you.
No problem, Riggy.
Why cheese puffs are the best? Well, because they are so yummy. I recommend trying those. If you don't like them, I will fine you, then you will be on my watch list. But if you like them, you will live. Now you know.
Who is most likely to murder you? Have you ever wondered statistically, out of all the people in your life, who is the most likely to kill you? No? You're normal and you don't think about things like that? Well, let me tell you anyway. If you're a woman, it's your boyfriend, partner, or husband. The exact percentages fluctuate, but about 43% of women in the last 5 years were killed by a partner or ex, while 11% were killed by a homicidal maniac. So you don't really need to worry about Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer. Just your ex James, or John, or Robert, or whatever. But if you're a man, you're actually much more likely to be killed by a woman. With 34% being killed by a friend or acquaintance, 30% by a stranger, and 4% killed by a partner or ex-partner. But let me also say that your chances of being murdered in your lifetime are incredibly low. In the US, it's about a 1 in 171 chance. Obviously, none of these exact statistics have changed based on where you stand. Like for me, I increase my chances by spending it in a homicidal maniac.
How many times do I have to tell you? I only kill people who threaten me.
Last of the year, you don't want to be murdered. 1, just don't kill guys, I guess. 2, carefully, especially if you're a woman. A lot of people in the world are.
Can you stop it?
You know.
What did every chicken on Earth disappear?
That is stupid question. Someone's running out of ideas, and
No, listen. Chickens actually make up a massive part of our world economy and food industry, supplying us with 2 resources, meat and eggs. And if all the chickens disappear, then so do they.
Hey, so below you, my eggs are miraculous.
Which means places like McDonald's can no longer sell egg with muffins for breakfast. But more impactful, Chick-fil-A and KFC are immediately out of business, leaving hundreds of thousands of people across the world jobless. As in the US, especially these states could fall into hardships, as a lot of their economies are based around the poultry industry.
I be just checking. Did I give me 5?
Okay, yes, while chicken is a big part of most people's lives now, if they disappeared, we'd probably just replace them with duck or goose. But still, there'd be no more chicken sandwiches, no more eggs, and most importantly, no one to cross the room. Yep, but now you know.
Royal Pair has a new plush. Yes, if you want to know how to get it, well, you have to go to youtooz.com. Is on youtooz.com, and there are only 10 days. Buy it because if you don't buy 1,000, he's gonna kill Royal Melon. And the quality is really good. By the way, I'm Reggy's friend, and Dark Dano revived Regan. Buy it, or rip Royal Melon. Buy it. Buy it.
The most insane company in the world, this is Supreme. If you haven't heard of them, they are a really popular clothing brand, and I don't understand why. My primary design is this shirt, a bunch of different colors, for $271. This little red box printed on a shirt, and yet people still buy it, mostly to show off how rich they are. But that's not what's insane. There are plenty of companies who sell overpriced clothing, but Supreme, let's just say their catalog is a lot, because they basically sell literally anything, including Supreme brand dog bowls, razors, air horns, bolt cutters, fire extinguishers, a crowbar, an inflatable wrap, and a brick. A brick! For $100, you can buy a brick with the word Supreme etched into it, which, if you actually use the brick to make a wall or something, the logo will be hidden anyway. So yeah, this fits into the category of don't spend money on dumb things just to impress people. Because most of the time, people who wear Supreme just look like they're bragging. But now you've seen Raggy's Halloween costume. It's almost Halloween.
Well, there was a couple I like, such as, look, I'm Cat. No, that's too basic.
Well, we can also have you dress like Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus.
Jax is purple and doesn't have a tail. No, thank you. Well, I could also be the White Rabbit, or Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, or Raji Rabbit, or... Oh, I got it!
Huh? What?
I'm Raggy Rab.
Actually, you'd be called Spring Raggy. It's not Trap.
Yeah.
Yes, but now you know what's... Is Dano ever gonna make a clone Riggy plush? I think he's gonna make one next year. What do you guys think? But that leaves the question too.
When is the PS6 coming out? You might think next year, but no, is actually 2026. If you don't believe me, look. See. But now you know.
What is Among Us? Among Us is like a murder and innocent to survive. You have to do tasks. Now you know.
See you tomorrow. Peace out.